Hey,
Oh,
try
recording.
not to clear your throat while I'm saying something.
Okay.
Donovan here for this week's weekly update. This is Lance Chabot. It's backwards when you're kind of,
That's weird.
yeah. So Lance is doing this update with me because I wanted him to speak about what he spoke about last Sunday. For those of you who missed last Sunday's message, go to expedition.church and then click on the messages tab. Be sure to watch week 4?
Mm-hmm.
Week 4 of our Follow series. Super encouraged. Our elders met this morning, prayed by name through a massive list of people who responded to Sunday's message about making disciples. We're doing this Follow series, and the goal was specifically from Sunday, who's in your life that you can have an intentional, meaningful relationship with for the purpose of helping them to grow as a disciple, for the purpose of helping them to become more like Jesus. And so hearing good things already about that in terms of people doing it.
Yeah.
But let's just remind people very specifically, if they've never done anything like that before, what can they do? So they have coffee with somebody, they have somebody over for dinner, they have a conversation at work, they go for a walk with somebody at the park. What are the 3 things that they do to make that relationship both intentional and meaningful?
Yeah. So it's really important just to say that it's important that I remind us that we're helping people catch Jesus' way of living life.
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Jesus' way of life is the best way to live life. We're trying to help people catch that in relationships.
Yeah.
And so in relationships, in these times that you just described, it's 3 things. Teaching Jesus' way of doing life, challenging people towards his way of doing life, what's not yet aligned with Jesus' way of life, to your knowledge.
Yeah.
And then just praying that Jesus' way of life would become a reality for people, whether that be praying with them or for them separately.
Yeah. So for example, like if I have a conversation with you and you say, man, I've really been worried about the stock market, because you say that all the time, right? Because you're a day trader and everything. But if you say, hey, I'm worried about the stock market, then I teach you. Teaching is very informal and casual. And I just say, hey, God says, don't worry about those things because he's going to care for us.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember the verse in the Bible, then use it. If I don't, fine.
Yeah.
Ideally, yes. But that's teaching. God says, hey, he's going to provide for you. So stock market's good, great. If it's down, okay, God's going to take care of you. And then the challenge would be, so that's the teaching component. The challenge would be trust in him.
Mm-hmm.
And then the prayer part would be, hey, let me pray for you that you'd be able to trust in God.
Exactly.
So super simple.
Yeah.
If you're having an anger problem, then I might say, hey, what does anger do? Anger is not the life. Anger is going to control you. Jesus talks about anger. He says that it essentially consumes you, and that's not the life Jesus wants for you. I'm going to challenge you this week to try to curb your anger. I'm going to pray for you. Maybe I pray for you in that moment, or I say, every time we on my own, I'm praying. I'm sincerely praying for you, and next time I see you, say, hey, I'm praying for you. How's that going?
Yeah.
That's kind of what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you wrote your name down and said, hey, this is a person that I want to try to do that with, keep doing it. It may be clunky for a while. It may be awkward. It will probably be awkward.
It will be.
It will be awkward. But just do it. The more you do it, the more you're going to get comfortable with it.
Yeah, and the expectation will become, hey, when I meet with this person, when we're hanging out, when we're driving somewhere, when we're doing life, these things are going to come up. I know that they're going to teach me Jesus' way. They're going to challenge me in Jesus' way. They're going to ask if they can pray with me, and that'll become an expectation. And
perfect.
That's how discipleship happens.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just encourage you to keep practicing it.
Yes.
This Sunday, I'm going to be teaching from John 13. We've been talking about becoming, being, making disciples, and now we're going to talk over the next several weeks about the values and priorities of Jesus. If we're going to become more like Jesus, then we need to know who Jesus was and what was important to him. And so this week, John chapter 13, talking about love. Please encourage somebody to come with you this Sunday over the next several weeks invite somebody, call them, text them, say, hey, good stuff happening at church. We're going to learn more about what Jesus thinks is important. And so would you please take some time, maybe that person that you wrote down on your list, and invite them to come to church with you? That would be awesome. If you didn't hear, Chris August's concert tonight was canceled. His wife has the flu, and he might have it too. Anything else going on?
That's it.
Oh, Rwanda update Sunday.
Yes.
So don't come to church Sunday, and you're going to figure out or hear about the maternity ward project. So if you want to know the latest on that, come Sunday and you'll find out some new news.
Sounds
Is
good.
that it? Okay. Thanks. God bless. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Stop recording.